Well, hello, Stampers. It's the Pampered Stamper, and happy Monday to you. My name is Jackie vanderSar-Boot. I'm just checking the sound, if it's good. No. There we go. That's better. Good thing I'm learning to check. Anyway, my name is Jackie vanderSar-Boot. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in both Canada and in Europe. And it's wonderful to see you here today. I'm really excited about doing another live video with you. And I have a fantastic card. Let me just have a look, see here. This is really in your face. We'll move that. You can see this is my camera. Whoa, 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 whoa. That was probably not good. Did I actually turn it off? I did not. Okay, we're good. Woo, sorry about that. I get a little excited when things might possibly go wrong. Okay, let's take a look. I'm going to switch my camera. Here we go. I have my little pile from my photo that I took. And I don't have the dies here for this, but I really do hope I have the letters. Okay, so we're using these cute little dies to make this snowflake. Now I used 4 for each because I was working in very poor lighting and my snowflake wasn't looking very good, so I had to add a 4th one. But I'm going to try it today with just 3. These are from the Delicate Pines dies. Then I cut out a B and 2 R's using the party alphabet dies. And then after they were cut, I put them through the Snowflake Sky 3D embossing folder. I have no idea if this embossing folder is still current or not, but I thought it was perfect for this. Use what you have, okay? You could use anything, but this seemed to work really, really well. So here we go. We've got 3 for each snowflake. And you know what? I'm going to put those together first before we even make the card. And let's just do that. I'm just going to see if anyone has said hello. Let me just put a little disclaimer on here. If you don't like chit chat, then a live video is not the way for you to go. It's going to drive you crazy because people join live videos because they do want chit chat. They like it when their name is, when I see that you're watching and I say hello, that's nice. I know that when I watch a live video, it's really cool if someone sees that I'm actually watching them. So that's going to happen. And a live video also means, I'm just going to do it like so. I'm not always a super logical person, so I'm just putting a little dab of glue. But you know how they're supposed to be a certain amount apart. So an X and then another one through the middle is kind of the way I would describe it. And it doesn't have to be perfect, although of course we're going to try to make it perfect. Hello, Alexina. Hi, Marina. So I'm just going to move this aside over here, and we're going to make another one. Then they can dry. So it's kind of nice to have your pieces. We are using Lost Lagoon ink and Basic Beige. So you're going to make an X. And I didn't finish my sentence. I remember, and my sentence was that snowflakes are all different. They're not perfect. I don't think they're perfect. They might be perfect. Who knows? But they are all different. There. They are super beautiful. See, that one's not perfect. Let me just move this. I have to do this a little bit better. There, that's better. Kind of like a railway crossing. Still not great, but it's okay. So see, for this one, I probably would have liked to do another one across, but I don't have them cut out, and I'm just going to leave them the way they are. So there's my 2 snowflakes. So we are going to start with, I'm going to put my burr away. Oh, guess what I forgot to grab? My paper trimmer. I'm going to have to run and get that because I need it. So what we're doing, we've got 2 pieces of Basic Beige, and they are at 1 1/8 by 6 1/4. 6 1/4 is the width of a large memories and more card, or 2.8 centimeters by 15.9. We're going to tuck those in behind, and now we have to cut out the middle part of this, and that's what I need my cutter for. So I'm just going to put this here so you guys can admire it, and I'm going to be right back. Sorry about that. I really do apologize. that's about as close as I will come to the 100-meter dash. I'm back, sorry. So here we go. Paper trimmer, large memories and more cards. So we are going to open it up. And now we're going to cut at the 5 1/4 inch mark or 13 centimeters. Okay. There we go. So now we have a card that we've done some surgery on. We have a leftover piece here. And from this piece, we are going to cut off 1 inch. And I'm just going to double check that on here. Yep, that's right. I'm going to cut off 1 inch. Okay. Or 2.5 centimeters. Okay. And we're going to need these. And I know, guess what? I forgot something else. You guys are absolutely going to kill me, I think. Maybe, oh no, I didn't forget. Oh, thank goodness. You know what? It's all good. We're going to use the Snowy Delights. Thanks, Melissa. It is a great card, Marina. Yeah. Liliane did a beautiful job. Now, she used these little guys for the inside, the masks. And I'm not sure if I'm going to do that today. But what we do need is we need the snowflakes. And she used different snowflakes, but I don't feel like leaving you guys again. She used the snowflakes, I think, from Delicate Pines. And yeah, we're not going to, I'm just going to show you a different version of the card. I'll show you her card, which is here. She used different snowflakes and the little branch, but I'm going to do it slightly differently. And then this is the stamp set, Stay Warm, that was used for the hat and the mitts. So it's super cute. And then this is the set of the dies, and this is where the little, this guy, there's 3 of these in this set. It's a fantastic set of dies, really nice, called Delicate Pines, okay? And the snowflakes that Liliane used, she used Lost Lagoon and Basic Beige and Pretty Peacock. But what we're going to do is we're not going to do that because I don't have them all here. So we're going to go, so you can compare. We can do a comparison as to what we like. So I'm using these snowflakes. And we're just going to do this. And then if you want 2 different shades, just stamp again. And stamp off. And then we'll do a few here, dark one in between here. Stamp off. And then we'll do a few basic beige ones in between as well. Just so that we have, I don't know if I'm going to put the beige in between. Not sure. I think I'm going to leave it just the way it is. And you know what we're going to do? Let me do the top of this card as well. This is the top. And I'm just going to lay it like this because that's easier for me. And I want to make an explanation as well. I had a very disappointed customer this weekend. And it was a Canadian customer. And I do understand her reaction. I really do. Okay. And it was about my tutorials. So I have the 12 days of Christmas. I have a lot of tutorials on my blog. Oops, I shouldn't, well, I did it now. And I sell my tutorials on my blog. I am a Canadian, but I sell my tutorials in American dollars. So if you're not expecting that, it can be a bit of a sticker shock because there's an exchange rate. The reason I do this, I'm not trying to be sneaky, is that most of my customers who buy my tutorials are American. And it's a great way for me to actually make a little bit more money without gouging anyone. So what I ask people to do, if you're Canadian, message me first before you buy a tutorial, and you can do an e-transfer and we can do it that way so that you don't have to, oh, I shouldn't close this, that you can just do it that way. Okay, so here we have the blending brush, and we're just going to do the bottom and the sides of this one, okay? So start off the edge, and then, so yeah, so I just wanted to be completely clear on that so that you guys know what to expect, okay? And so what I often do for my Canadians, if I see that it's a Canadian that has bought my tutorial, I will send them a bonus tutorial to make up for it. Okay, now I see that there's a few missing here. I want to add a few more snowflakes here. There. Okay, that looks pretty good. And now we're going to do the same thing up here, and it's just going to be the top and the sides that are done. And you know what? I appreciate it that people do share their feelings with me so that I can at least do something about it. But yeah, just so you know. There we go. All right, so now what we're going to do is we're going to take those two basic beige pieces. Hi, Janet. Nice to see you here. Do remember to tell everybody where you're from. See, look, and then we're just going to tuck that in here. And then look, we've got this little cute little piece of beige sticking out. We'll do that first. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put, I'm just going to move this grid paper out of the way so you can see better. Here. I'm just going to put adhesive. I'm gonna zoom in a little bit so you can see better. I'm just going to put adhesive on this part here, okay? There, and then I can spread this a little bit. I don't want any oozing, but I don't want it too far away either. Okay, and then what you do is you just lay this basic beige piece in close to, but not up against, just close to the fold. And then we're going to press this down. And that gives you a sturdier card, but you've also got that cute little edge all the way. And now we're going to do the same thing with this. I'm just going to, well, that doesn't have to happen yet. Okay. We're going to put adhesive on the white part. And we've got to remember to put the sponge on the bottom and on the sides, okay? All the way. And we just want, see, and this is great that you have liquid adhesive. You can move it, slide it back in place. Okay, that looks good. All right, now I'm going to grab my grid paper again. We're going to take those letters and we're going to sponge color just on the top. You can do what you want. If you want the whole thing sponged, that's fine. I'm going to do one at a time. Start off and then just go down. And I want the dark at the top and then going lighter as I go down. There, that's good. Now the R. See, and you don't re-ink, and then you keep spreading the ink down so that it stays dark on top and then lighter, lighter, lighter. That's good. And now one more R. Start off the edge, then down we go, and just keep going so that it gets lighter and lighter. Start at the top again, and then go down. And one more layer. Starting at the top and working our way down. Okay, so now slide those off again. Now now comes the tricky part, okay? So I'm going to take my block and I'm gonna just press this down a little bit. There. And then this is gonna, you kind of have to hold this down so that it's even at the bottom of your card, okay? You just move this over. And this card is a slightly wider with, on the weekend, the creatief verwen weekend, which means a creative, verwen means to spoil, to pamper. So it's a creative pampering weekend. I am going to, this one is not cut down at all. So the B is going to go, it fits right in there on that ledge. So this card is a little bit wider. I'm just going to lay these out for a minute. And it's like brrr. And then there's a hat on one side and at the top and at the bottom. So this actually works. And it fits right into the card. Okay, so what we're going to do is, I'm just going to lay this. You could tack this down with painter's tape if you wanted to. But you know, if Jackie can do things the difficult way, then why do it the easy way? Okay, so now we're going to take some adhesive. I've got a snowflake sticking to me. And we're going to put a wee little bit of adhesive along the bottom here, the bottom of the bee and the top of the bee. Like so. And then I might just get something to hold on to it. Here we go. So now let's put this back in place. That looks good. Hold on. And a little ways. Oops. There. And I'm just going to hold on to it for a minute. Hold it in place. I can put this block on there for a second. There. And maybe a punch. I've got 2 punches on my stand. There. Punches are nice and heavy. There we go. I'm just going to hold on to that for a second. And now we'll just put our stuff on the 2 R's. Okay. You could use a fine tip glue pen too. I just don't have that in my repertoire anymore. It's not good for a person who's not patient. And I just find that this one does it all for me. The fine tip definitely does give you a finer little line of glue than what I'm getting here. Okay, so it might be a really good one actually. All right, now we're going to move our punch there. And now we're going to get our first R into place. I'm going to slide this one over that I don't get my sleeve in it. Here we go. If you were worried about being messy with your glue, you could put the silicone mat underneath of here to stop any glue from oozing. Brrr. And I'm going to slide that one just a little bit. How stinking adorable is that? Okay, we're going to move it out of the way. I'm going to put my punch on there. And then I'm going to show you 2 different ways what to do and what not to do when you're making these hats. Now, I'll tell you what Liliane did. She was really clever, but I wasted so much time finding the right circle that I gave up. I thought, I'm going to show you what I did. So originally, I was planning to use Liliane's trick, and I thought that a 3/4 inch circle punch would do. It does not. It's too big. I think you need a 1/2 inch circle punch. So what you would do is you would create a mask. You would cut a, oh, this doesn't work, but here, well, you pretend. You'd cut a circle in here, and then you'd lay it down, and then you could just sponge on the hat. But I'm going to show you how tricky this is. So if I'm trying to get in here, of course, then it will work. To just get in there is hard. So what I did when I was doing this at the weekend, I did this. I took my and I just did this. And I'm going to do a little bit more. And then I took my hat and oh, my black is in the window. I just have to grab my black ink. 1 second. It's right here in the same room so I can keep talking to you. All right. Here we go. And I haven't been chatting, so this is, let's do that for a minute. All right. Hello, Caroline from Zeeland. Hi, Linda. So here is my black. And look, so we're just going to move this other guy out of the way. And you go like that and you stamp your hat and you do it so that the oh, I didn't do a good job at all, but so that the pom-pom is on the, let me see if I can stamp this again. That's not going to be good. No. I need to get my catalog for a minute. I need something squishy underneath this. Here. Let's do it again. So what I'm doing is I'm strategically stamping my hat so that the pom-pom is in the part that I already sponged. See? And I need 2 of those. So here I go. There. And then I need some mittens also with just a hint of that sponged. I tried doing it with blends and that did not work, okay? So don't do that. You get a totally different look. So I just want a little bit of a hint of blue. See how some of it is white? That's just really, really cute. And one more. Let's see up here. There. So now we have 2 hats, 2 mitts, and we have our snowflakes. So I'm just looking, I've got black on my finger. That is not good. So sometimes what I'll do if I get ink on my finger, I will wash it off on my chamois, okay? And that actually worked quite well. Okay. So now I was going to have these cut ahead of time, but I'm going to cut them with you. And I'm going to tell you why our weekend was so amazing. So when women or men, they can come too, but when crafters get together in a beautiful space, amazing things happen, especially when you, like at my retreats, when you sleep over, you're having a sleepover and you're eating together. The Bible talks about that too, that when we break bread together, magic happens. Like things happen when you sit together and you are sitting around the table and you're sharing food and you're sitting around the table and you're all stamping and chatting. And then you go for a walk in the beautiful countryside and it's just really nice. And the way I do this weekend is it's not about me. So I give everybody a package with paper and cardstock and whatnot, ribbon. And I think I designed 4 cards or 5. And everyone gets a package of Memories and More cards, and they get to choose whether they want to make a small one or a big one. And then they design a card, and all they have to do is design, like in a box, they have all the layers for the card, they have the inks and the stamps and the dies, and then they teach everybody. They don't even have to teach, it's in the box, they can write a description if they want. Generally speaking, the card is not too difficult, and we can see what we need to do, and they're right there if we have questions. And so we make each other's cards. Oh, and I forgot to do something here. On this hat, we are also going to add a little bit of basic beige. Okay, so we're going to get a different blend. And here. Hi, Melissa. Hi, Shelley. Nice to see you. So we've got our basic beige. I find my basic beige has a tint of green to it. Okay, I'm just going to go like so. There. And now the hat isn't so stark. There. Even though I didn't add any beige snowflakes to my hat. There. This works quite well. All right. That hat is almost off the edge. That wasn't so good. Okay, well, it will do. It will do. But anyway, so we just had a really wonderful, wonderful time. We're staying in a farmhouse that's hundreds of years old with amazing beds. And then we have breakfast in the tea house. And it's just really nice. And then one night we went to a Canadian restaurant in Lochem, which was about 15 minutes away. And it's actually a Royal Canadian Legion in the Netherlands. It's pretty special. So thank you to Yvonne there for putting a beautiful meal on for us. Okay, and that's where I got my poppy too. Okay, we're going to probably pop up these hats with some dimensionals in a minute. You can also add some Wink of Stella, which is a glitter pen. I don't have one in the room with me. It usually doesn't show up well on a video anyway, but that's a great way to add sparkle to your Christmas cards. It's just so nice. It's magical. Okay, and you can refill. I think I just lost a mitten there. I saw it and it was stuck. And now I don't see it, so let's hope it comes back. All right. It probably won't come back. Okay, it's okay, Jackie. Here is our card. So you can see how nice it's looking. And now we're gonna add our accessories, okay? So we're gonna take our hat. The one hat's going up on the B. I'm gonna get some dimensionals. Here they are. Oh, I found the other mitten, thank goodness. We really did need 2 mittens. Okay. And then I already pre-did this. I embossed this in white on black, and I'm using black dimensionals. I'm gonna put that on here. Okay, that's where I want it to go. Warmest winter wishes. And you know what? Let's do our snowflakes first. The snowflake is going to go up with a little, was going to go up with a little mini dimensional. But I don't have a mini dimensional here, so we're going to make one. Here, I'm just going to cut a little square off the corner. Oh, I've got it. No worries. This is where the pokey tool would come in handy. Also known as the, what's it called? Take your pick tool. That sounds so civilized, doesn't it? Okay, so here we go. There's the snowflake. And then the other snowflake is here. Here we go. And then we're going to make another little mini dimensional. Make sure that one doesn't go flying. You can also use a punch. Oh, nice to see you, Anna. You can just replay it later on and get the beginning of it. And I will also post it to YouTube. So if you're not already a member or haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, do so, because live videos on YouTube, on Facebook, they disappear after 30 days. Okay, so there's that one. And now we're going to put some dimensionals on the back of the hats. 2 should do, because this is cardstock. And here we go. It gives you a totally different look that I haven't used the pretty peacock on here. And I just realized now that this might not be in the right spot, this one. So I'm moving it. You can peel off your dimensionals if you're quick about it. If you haven't pressed too hard. I'm going to put it right beside the other one. And then it's going to go a little lower. There. Perfect. Yeah, it's okay. You can see that this hat is a lot brighter than this one. So Liliane's might have been a little bit brighter than mine. I want to touch it up, but I'm not going to touch it up. Sometimes you just have to leave well enough alone. Okay, this mitten is going to go here, also with a dimensional. I used 2 mittens on that side, but I'm only going to use 1. Liliane's only had 1. And you could also do that mitten going the other way, kind of like this. I'm not sure what I'm doing here. Okay. Do I have to cut another hat? Did I not cut that hat? Oh yeah, here's the hat. Oh, I didn't do a good job on that at all. Here. This hat is going to sit up on top of the bee here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a dimensional right here. And then I'm going to put another one at the top of the hat. Okay, that way I know that the dimensional is going to be where it's supposed to be. Okay, so isn't that fun? Oh, Liliane, thank you so much for this beautiful card. I also am using different gems on here because I'd like to. And here we go. They have this, it almost looks like a little snowflake in the middle of it. There. You could add a third snowflake. You know, you can do whatever you like. If you end up making this card and changing it up, please share. That's always fun to do. There's another mitten. I do kind of want a third mitten. I'm going to take this one off here. Like this, kind of like 2 mittens up here. I don't know. You could add a little string like once someone has made a beautiful card and you just are copying it, then you've already got a platform to make anything. Hi, Linda. So nice to meet you, to see you here. Hi, Diane. Hi, Elizabeth and Lisa. It's so nice to have you guys. I'm so happy that you're saying hello. I wrote it on a piece of paper. I will make a separate post that someone has won, one of my newbie stampers, not newbie stampers, but new followers, or a follower who has just come out of the forest to say hello. They get a card in the mail for me. Okay, so that looks good. Oh, my mitten left. Oh, I put 2 mittens up here. We really do need another mitten. Okay, I want another mitten. And I don't want to do anything at the bottom. Look, see, look, I made a mess here. So there was a little bit of oozing. To overcome that, I'm going to put a little piece of pattern paper here later. Here in the inside of this card, take a peek. I thought my phone automatically went on Do Not Disturb when I do these videos, but it did not. This is done with the Pines stamps. You can choose whether or not you want to put an inside in here or if you like to leave it white. I do like the white as well. You could add another whole layer of this embossed look. I'm going to finish off the card later and I'm going to show you, I'm going to make another mitten first, and then I'll show you what I've done to alter it, okay? Let's just make one more mitten. I like the idea of a third mitten, just the 3, there we go. The rule of 3, you know, just like with flowers and stuff, that you have an odd number. So, and on Wednesday, I'm going to show you, I don't know if you guys have seen the traditions of Christmas. It's that big stamp with all the flowers and stuff, and it comes with lots of other stamps, and it's kind of neat to see how that stamp goes together. So I thought I would show you, and then I'm going to show you a really cool focal point that you can make with it. That's the plan. I have so many things I want to share with you, but not enough time. So I'm just going to throw this out. I'm going to kind of make a schedule, and maybe I'll even post it for you guys so that you know what to expect when, so that I can get everything done for my Christmas. Here, I'm going to put a little dimensional behind here, and then you can see when you want to tune in or not. Let's see. Yeah, that's pretty cute, isn't it? Yeah, lovely card. And see, it stands up. So those letters that bridge the gap really do work. I do like a bit of the brighter colors, but I really do like the other snowflakes. They work well too. So use what you have, guys. Don't think that if you don't have the right thing that it's not going to look nice. It might look just fine. Okay? And I think I've shown you that in the past. I do not have a block that's big enough to show you the sweater, but I can show you the sock. Let's do that for a minute. And I want to show you something else. You see with this stamp set that there's a detailed stamp and then there's a plain gray one? It's because you can use the stamp both ways. Maybe I'll show it to you with the heart. Okay. I don't have red here, but I guess hearts don't have to be red. My block is filthy. You can also clean your blocks off with your chamois. Okay, so I'm going to take the heart, and I'm putting the rough, like the actual stamped part, down flat. I'm doing it upside down, okay? So the top is smooth. Well, let's go over here. And I've got basic beige. Now remember my basic beige, I find that it's kind of greenish. We're going to find out. So here we go. Solid heart. And it's light. See, you can't even see that stamped off. Okay, so now we're going to turn it around. I should clean it first. Clean it. And now we're going to turn it around. And we're going to ink it up in Lost Lagoon. And then look. See, and I'm sure we could do that. Now, isn't that cute? So here it is just on white. Now let's do something else. Should I zoom in a little bit more so you can see better? Oh, thanks for sharing. All right, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. Let's move this into the thing. So you see how we've got that one has the basic beige behind. Let me see. Okay, now let's try it with the hat. No, we're going to try one more thing. Okay, so I'm doing Lost Lagoon again. And then I'm going to stamp off. So solidly, that's pretty dark. And now it's lighter. The light is really light. I'm turning it around. I'm going to try it on both. Tone on the dark one. See, that looks nice too. And then on the light one. Oh, that's kind of off, but you do get the idea. Now let's try it with the hat. Here's the hat. I didn't clean it. That's not good. We're going to clean the hat. So this is kind of fun. So you get double the fun with this stamp. And I don't know if it works with all stamps. I guess not. It depends on how nice the shape is. So I'm turning the hat upside down so that it's just a smooth top. Okay, so we're going to do it there and there. Oh, you can't even see the other one. Okay, and now I'm going to do it tone on tone, okay? So crumb cake on, basic beige on basic beige. Oh, that didn't work out well at all. Okay. I was too quick. So you do need to be sitting above your image to do it properly. So here we go. Basic beige. And now I'm going to go down a little bit so you can see better. And now we're going to do it with Lost Lagoon. Okay, fun, Lisa. Good luck at the doctor. Here we go. That's pretty cool, isn't it? So you can get yourself a two-tone hat without having to color. So that's pretty cool. I could have done that on my card as well. It does look really cool. So it's just amazing what happens when you play. You could watercolor these hats. It just looks really nice. You could go with a lighter instead of a dark warmest wishes. You could go lighter. I went with lighter jewels as well. So you can see the difference. Let me just unzoom, okay? Anyway, I just want to thank you all for joining me. If you like the video, I hope you share. So here it is. And then here I have it without a saying at all, okay? But you can see the difference with just leaving the background white or having the snowflakes in the background too. It's really cool. And the ink pads, unless I used Pretty Peacock, I think this was Pretty Peacock and this is all Lost Lagoon. It does look nice with the Pretty Peacock. It's a little bit brighter, but you just get two different looks. So you could make this card, you could do it in bright colors, you know, whatever you like. You're the boss. You get to make your card the way you want to make your card. And thanks. Thanks, guys, for joining me today. I hope you have a super day. Happy stamping. And I'll see you on Wednesday. Okay? Have a great day. Bye.